Okay, we'd like to next present the St. Gianna Molla Award. This is the third annual Walk for Life and the third annual Gianna Molla Award. And to present the award, I'd like to introduce Father Frank Pavone. And I know that you all know that Walk for Life started here, but I bet you didn't know that Priests for Life did too. So even though Father Frank has a strong New York accent, let's welcome him home, and I'll present the award.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. Marches and walks like this are taking place all over the nation, and it makes us think of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he stood on the Mall in Washington at that great rally. He said, "We have come here today because America gave us a promissory note that in its vaults and in its treasuries there was dignity, equality, and protection for every human life. And yet our people, he said, have been given a note that is stamped insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the vaults of America to have equality for our people." 34 years ago, America stamped a note and gave it to the unborn, saying insufficient funds. We are here to proclaim today that we refuse to believe there are insufficient funds for our unborn brothers and sisters. We refuse to believe that this great nation cannot protect its unborn children. And we will continue to work and march and witness for as long as it takes to bring about that equality, and we will succeed. Now, one of the reasons we will succeed is the marvelous example of people like Patricia and Joseph Browerman. I'd like them to come forward. We hear so many stories of people who are pressured to abort their children because those children have a life-threatening condition, or may die in the womb, or may die shortly after birth. Patricia and Joseph have had not one but two children who were diagnosed with anencephaly and who did in fact die shortly after birth. But the fact is that no matter how short the lives of those children were, and the pressures that they felt from those who would advise them otherwise, they loved those children. They brought those children to birth because they are convinced, as we are, that the value of life is not measured in days, months, or years. It is measured by love, the love of the God who makes us and the love of the parents to whom he entrusts us. Joseph and Patricia, we thank you for your witness to life. No matter how frail, no matter how vulnerable, and we present to you in the name of the entire movement, the Gianna Molla Award for 2007.
Thank you all very much for your prayers and support.
I will be flying tonight to Washington, D.C., and I will bring the marchers in Washington, D.C. the greetings of all of you from the West Coast. I bring to you today greetings from your fellow pro-lifers in the Milwaukee area. I marched with them last weekend. Next weekend I will march with our fellow pro-lifers in Austin, Texas, and I will bring them your greetings. And in every city and town and village across this great nation, let us never forget we are part of one marvelous movement, no greater human rights movement in the world. I mentioned Dr. King a moment ago. On our staff at Priests for Life, we have Dr. Alveda King, Martin Luther King's niece. I will be marching with her arm in arm on Monday in Washington. And the first time I did that, I said to her, Alvita, does this remind you of the marches in the civil rights movement? And what she said to me was, Father Frank, this is the civil rights movement. And yes, it is. God bless.